What is the New Jerusalem? On the path to consciousness, one must study and feel, then discriminate. This information is based on direct communication with the spirit world. Explaining the functioning of the cosmos and of the invisible world that shapes the physical reality is not easy. For the author, there is no boundaries between here and there, source and you, source and us. Open your heart. Practice angelic innocence, integrity, balanced by strength and faith. The other side will open itself to you. Is the old city of Jerusalem going to find a new glory? Will the Temple of Solomon be rebuilt in Israel? Is the Jewish people involved in the story of the New Jerusalem? The term New Jerusalem is found in the Bible in the text of the Apocalypse. John the prophet saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride. John also saw a king sitting on a throne who says, "Behold, I make all things new. It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely." As for the city, it is described as a cube. The concept of a restored New Jerusalem also appears in the Apocrypha. These texts, contemporary to the Bible texts, are not included in the official Bible canon. However, the idea of a restored Jerusalem is found as the fulfillment of God's promises to the Jewish people. The New Jerusalem is mentioned in 1 Enoch, in a vision, the transformation of the old house into a new one. The Sibylline oracles record God's provision of a new city. Second Baruch speaks of the new city rebuilt after the old one is shaken and uprooted. It compares the new city to the original paradise. Is the concept of New Jerusalem only for Jewish and Christians? All souls have experienced multiple lifetimes, religions, and cultures. Moreover, all humans have the same connection with the Creator God. They share his heart, mind, and consciousness. Therefore, everyone has the same dream for the earth and for humankind in the heart. What about Islam? Jerusalem is sacred to the Muslims because Muhammad is said to have ascended from it. In early Islam, it was the direction for prayers. However, later in his life, the Prophet said to have received a revelation from Allah, instructing him to change the direction of prayers towards the sacred mosque, home of the Kaaba in Makkah. According to the website No God But Allah, the New Jerusalem is none other than Mecca. Mecca is located in present Saudi Arabia on a pre-Islamic site. It is Muhammad's birthplace and believed to have been visited by Abraham. The Great Mosque of Mecca, represented here, hosts at its center a semi-cubic building, the Kaaba. The Kaaba's origin is not truly known. It could date from the old Nabatean culture, whose traces can be found in the Arabian desert. in the Sinai, and Petra, as represented here. Petra in Jordan is associated to the Nabatean people. Inside the Kaaba can be found the black stone, a pre-Islamic relic that could be a remain of an old cult to the goddess. In fact, the concept of a magical city, inaccessible to humans, exists in religious lore around the world. The city is believed to be the residence of the Earth's occult ruler. In Tibetan Buddhism, it is called Shambhala and is supposed to exist on the etheric plane above the Gobi Desert between today Mongolia and China. In Western mysticism and theosophy, derived from Tibetan Buddhism, Shambhala was introduced as the seat of the spiritual hierarchy and residence of the Earth's Lord. Shambhala then holds the energy of the head, the will of God, working through Manu and El Morya. Shambhala would be the birthplace of the Kalki, Lord of all Kundalinis and 10th avatar of Vishnu, arriving on a white horse. Kalki's task is to end the Kali Yuga and usher the new world. Another mysterious city appears along the centuries, Agartha, an underground kingdom. Is it the same as Shambhala? Is it an entrance to Shambhala, itself etherical? First mentioned by the mystic and travelers Saint-Yves d'Alvèdre and Ossendowski, it is also believed to be the world king's residence. As discussed in earlier articles, with or without a name, there is an interdimensional space holding a specific frequency and from which the earth is ruled. It is the residence and point of anchor of the present world king. After years of preparation, his team was appointed in 2014. However, this is not what the New Jerusalem is. Let's go back to the prophecies. A prophecy is an anchor in time, bringing unity within a cycle, oneness and coherence in a story expanding in time. Prophecies anchor the steps, bringing the full manifestation of the divine purpose. Prophets are time travelers, able to communicate freely with those. Prophets reveal and inform humans so that they can prepare for an event. In the consciousness of the Creator God, John the prophet announced the appearance of the New Jerusalem, anchoring the intent of the Creator in man's heart and consciousness. This inner knowing allows co-creation between the Creator and humankind. How does creation work? The Creator consciousness, heart-mind of the galactic body and holding an intent, is male in polarity. To become fecund, the intent, the non-local information, finds its way into the material world, considered feminine in polarity. As all is connected, the manifested world is an extension in the physical plane. It is the feminine counterpart of the Creator consciousness. The Creator's purpose and dream is then manifested through the feminine aspect, acting like a womb, a container, in which the creative codes will bear fruit. As human beings are one with the Creator, they hold the same dream in their heart, in their consciousness, or they feel it and are a part of its manifestation. Now, how did it manifest on Earth? Within one cycle of equinoctial precession, mankind has passed the darkest point of descent into physicality. In a precessional cycle of 25,920 years, men have traveled approximately 13,000 years into the darkness. Mankind has just reached the bottom of the pit and is now going back upwards towards the light. The sun, central star of the solar system, holds the frequency of the light and sustains life on Earth. The solar gods are the multiple faces of the solar consciousness, guardians and leaders of the Earth. The sun is also the heart chakra of our galactic body. The solar gods represented the solar consciousness as perceived by man. They have anchored their energy for thousands of years on the same sites, morphing their identity with man's religious evolution. The solar god of consciousness appears on the same vortices, using different names, asking men to focus the worship in specific locations. The last identity of the sun consciousness is the solar archangel Michael. Michael took over the solar sites since the 4th century. The main ley line connected to and activated by the sun, our star, was the Apollo St. Michael ley line, starting in Israel and ending in the Atlantic Ocean. As all solar deities, the Archangel Michael is a dragon slayer, or is the dragon's eternal companion and higher self. Michael and the dragon merge on specific locations. Their meeting points are the most powerful sacred sites and multidimensional wormholes. In 2001, the archangel who holds the dragon under his foot released the great dragon, his physical self, from the abyss in Paris, France. This is the equivalent of a full Kundalini arousal at the Earth level. This event allowed the merging of heaven and earth for humankind. Mont Saint-Michel in France is the main vortex or gateway on the Apollo St. Michael ley line. Mont Saint-Michel is one of the last open doors to the great dragon slayer. In 2002, another step is taken. Another fantastic occult event occurred, this time at the galactic level in the Creator's God's body. All parts of the great dragon from all over the planet merged into the Mont Saint-Michel vortex. The great dragon embraced all parts of himself and then emerged from his abyssal residence under Mont Saint-Michel. Then the dragon ascended and fused with his higher self, the Archangel Michael's consciousness, located in the Lyra constellation. This was the merging of heaven and earth polarities within the galactic body. Following internal cosmic changes, the earth became ready for ascension, and the gateway was open for humankind's path towards spirit and the light. This was one of the steps towards the new cycle or new paradigm. In 2003, the spiritual hierarchies worked intensely on the mount to prepare it. Over 6 months, the physical mount was progressively protected. A cone of light surrounded the island, and a thick wall of light energy was elevated to protect the site from view and interferences. In May 2003, at the Wesak, a new step was taken. What is called Wesak in the East is a doorway in time, during which our spiritual brothers anchor the codes or divine plan for Earth. The Archangel Michael turned his love and power towards the month, projecting his intent. Out of his consciousness, Michael externalized a body of information that was prepared for eternity. A massive cubical container made of light was downloaded above the month. Michael introduced this light structure as the New Jerusalem. It contains all the codes, the blueprint of manifestation of the new cycle for the earth. This is what Archangel Michael called the New Jerusalem. As a summary, we will say the New Jerusalem is the feminine counterpart of the Creator God, of the Archangel, his bride, the sacred womb, a container of all codes and frequencies of the next manifested world. The bride has been nurturing the frequencies and codes of the future. She participated in the anchoring of the vibration of the higher heart. This imprint, the New Jerusalem, is gradually transferred to its next point of entry on the earth, in the California desert. Everything is ready for the manifestation of the new world, facilitated by the astral configurations. To assist in the co-creation of the new paradigm, join the ranks of the angelic warriors. Follow and support the angelic leader and light holder, the Archangel Michael. Be blessed.